My channel is Ashley here, and if you are new, hey girl, hey. So as you can see, we are in a new location, but that's not what this video is about, but we did move, so it's been a little crazy. So in this video today though, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make flowers from book pages. This video was highly requested. I asked you guys about 2 to 3 videos ago if you wanted to know how to make these, and you guys said you did, so that is why I'm making this video today. These flowers are super simple to make. Literally, once you make your first one, you're gonna wanna make dozens. I tried to keep the instructions to like a minimum so it'll be a little easier to kind of follow. But if you don't wanna listen to me, you can always just mute it and watch the videos that way. But anyways, with that being said, let's get started. All right, so the first thing you're gonna need, which is the most important part, is a book. So I got this book from the Goodwill. It was half off, so I paid about 50 cents for it. But if you have a book that you've already read, you can use that, or you can go to the dollar store and pick you up a book if you're already there. So the main thing you want to make sure is that your book pages are the color that you want. So all books have different color pages, if you have not noticed that. So I didn't want a white pages, so I made sure I got a book that had some brown kind of undertones to it. And you also want to make sure the pages that you're using, they don't have large spaces. So you really want to make sure that you have all text. So I've already done that, and I'm going to tear out the pages that I'm going to use. So after you've torn your pages out, you are going to want to just cut off any of the ripped parts. You can use your paper cutter to do that, or you can just take your scissors and take that right off. Okay, so now we're gonna take our paper, and since the paper is rectangle, we're gonna make this into a square. So all you're gonna have to do is fold up that piece of paper into a triangle, and that's going to create your square. So you're gonna do this for each piece of paper, which you're going to need 4 pieces of paper total for 1 flower. So after you've got your 4 bigger squares, you can use the remainder of the paper that you cut off. Doing that same thing, folding it up to a triangle and cutting off the excess. And also you can go as small as you want to with these flowers, but the smaller they are, the more tedious it's going to be to actually put them together. All right, so now you're going to have your 4 different sheets of paper that are now squares. So now what you're going to do is you're going to fold these 3 times. So you're going to fold it that one time that you've already done, fold it over again, and then you're going to fold it over one more time. So now after you have folded your paper, you're going to cut that paper into a cone-like shape. So it's going to look kind of like an ice cream cone. And you want to make sure the portion that you're cutting is where you've gathered all of your paper. Because if not, when you unfold your paper, you're gonna have separate sections. So you want it to look like a heart after you have cut off the excess pieces of paper. All right, so I'm gonna show you one more time. So you're gonna fold that paper up, that's your first fold. Then you're gonna fold it over again, that's your second fold. And then you're gonna fold it over one more time, and that's gonna be your third fold. Now you just really wanna make sure, this is the most important part, that you are not cutting the side that is not all the way gathered. So you don't wanna cut that top. You wanna cut the side that has all the paper together. So if you need to unfold it, just to be sure you're cutting the right side, go ahead and do that, and it's just gonna be that part right there that has everything folded together. And then that's when you're going to just hold that part, and you're gonna cut around it, making like an ice cream cone look for your top. And then when you get that cut out, you're just going to cut the tip off of the bottom, and then you're gonna start to unfold. You'll be seeing a heart first, and then when you unfold it all, you're gonna see a flower with a hole in the middle. Okay, so now we have all of our flowers cut. So 4 flowers with 4 holes in them. And now we're gonna cut our petals. So for your first flower, you're gonna cut off 1 petal. For your second flower, then you're gonna cut off 2 petals. For your third flower, you're gonna cut off 3 of those petals. And for your fourth flower, you're going to cut off 4 petals. And for the fourth flower, you're gonna have 4 petals left over, so you're just only gonna be using 1 of the 4 petals. So you'll have 4 petals left over. All right, so now I'm just arranging my flowers in order of the amount of petals they have. And you just wanna make sure that you're starting with the flower with the most petals first. All right, so now we're gonna start to glue our petals. So the main thing, like I said earlier, just make sure that you are starting with the flower with the most petals. So once you get that flower, you're just going to add your glue to one of the petals, and then you're going to take the other petal and you're going to add it on top of that petal. And you're going to do that for all of the remainder petals. All right, so when you get down to the very last petals, so the 2 petal and the 1 petal, it's gonna be just a little bit harder to kind of overlap them. So you can use like your pen cap, or you can use the handle to a smaller paintbrush to kind of help you wrap it over like you would the other ones. Just add your glue and just use that to help you form the shape that you need. All right, so now that you have all of your petals glued, now we're gonna start to build our actual flower. So to build the actual flower, all you're gonna do is, again, start with the most petals. So that's gonna be your base, and then you're gonna start to add all of the other ones on top of that one, using either, again, the tip of your pen or the back of a paintbrush to help you glue all of them together. Alright, so now your flower is all put together. You can leave it like this if you want, but if you want to give it a little bit more volume, you could just roll your petal onto the back of either your pen cap, or like I've been using here the whole time, the handle of my paintbrush, and you're just gonna start to roll and twist so that it will curve over your petals, and this is really going to create that flower look and give each of your flowers volume. And that's it. That is the end of this, and you can make as many flowers as you want. Go crazy. You can make smaller ones, larger ones. If you decide to make a larger one, of course, you're probably going to need to use like newspaper or something like that. But these are really, really easy to create once you get the hang of it, and you'll be making paper flowers for days. So that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below to let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!